ages, Vietnamese women have been known for their noble characters of patience, tenderness, and industriousness. Although their lives can indulge in numerous ups and downs, or how hard their lives have faced, these characters have always been shining. Experiencing all of the hardships, they have been constantly fragrant flowers in any circumstances. Speaking of such flowers, we have to talk about Miss Huynhtieuhuong, whose name is reminding us of the Vietnamese women's nobleness and fragrance. Over the past 20 years, she has devoted all of her love and life to the very poor and unhappy far and wide. Her love has been expressed to abandoned newborn babies, disabled children, the poor and lonely elderly. To this woman, the only living mortal during all of her life, has been given all what she has. She has even made benefactors donations for the sake of the poor and unhappy. She has helped change the future and lives of thousands of unhappy destinies into life, but few people know that her life has been flooded in more countless bitter and grievousness than these people have experienced. She has been abandoned as a newborn child. What else is more bitter than the circumstance? Also, she has gone through the greatest disadvantaged childhood, which has been always subject to barbarous whippings and persecution, along with offensive and insulting words, which have been well over the careless and lovely whisperings. Yet, she has undergone such a childhood. Being parentless and having no relatives, she has become an adopted child of a family, but she has actually stayed enslaved to this family. As usual, her meals have been identified with the terrible whippings, the assaulting housework. As she reaches the age of puberty, she has been dragged by her adoptive father, Damon under the cover of the kind-hearted. He has threatened to kill her if she denounces him to the police or anybody. So dreadful as she has been, she has run away to free herself. Since then, she has lived like an uncared for child, traveling in trains to the northern and the southern Vietnam. She has earned her living by selling ringworm medicine, cigarettes, chewing gums, and iced tea. In these trains, she has been trapped many times by scoundrels and gangsters. After their lusting desires have been met, they have pressed their gliding bursts across her body to entertain themselves. Years have gone by and she has undergone lots of operation to wipe out these deadly crisscross cars, but they have so far remained unchanged as pieces of evidence to their brutal bloody crime. Her hardship has gone on and on. A guy has fallen in love with her and he wanted her to be his wife. But after the unmatched marriage in terms of age, the guy has revealed himself as a prostitute intermediary when he has put her into a brothel in Vũng Tàu. Miss Huynhtieuhuong has always thought that she get better, go through whippings or be bullied, but she will never sell her body for a living. So she has fiercely fought against their brutal plots and tricks. To make her virtually docile, the brothel pimps have injected deadly drugs in her body. After getting addicted to it, she has become dependent on these pimps, and abided by their human sellers' plans. She has been a street worker in Vũng Tàu and Đà Lạt reluctantly, but deep in her heart, she still wants to run away from the murky hell. After 3 months of prostitution, Miss Huynhtieuhuong has escaped from the brothel and come back to Saigon. She has done her best to fight against her drug addiction. Having no medicine and doctor assistance, she has walked away from it by her own resilient will. After fully parting from the murky hell, she has run a race for a coffee shop at Badang Wharf. Here, the pedestrian affinity has helped her get to know a Taiwanese man, Xiao Lai Wan, the man Miss Hương still considers as her first benefactor so far. He has adopted her after seeing her gentle and docile manners, usually sharing her means of subsistence to those who are of the same situation. He has also given her a high, spacious room. But Miss Tieu does not want to enjoy the happiness alone. Each day she takes tens of brands from trees, coach stations, and pass to her room for bath and dress. Never have the children been in such a spacious room, so they have played tricks with one another. And consequently, they have made the house owner upset, and have to change their high room many times. What a marvel from Miss Tieu! No matter how whippings she has got, or how hardship her body has experienced, she has always stayed beautiful, the beauty of a pure and sweet flower. The more she has got into the pride of youth, the more beautiful she has grown. To one day, the gifted beauty has led to the Taiwanese man's desires, drawn out of his control, and he was wanting to rape her. She has tasted lots of suffering and accepted this fate with resignation. Now the only way for her to be able to save her human dignity is to commit suicide. And the action has awakened the man to his wrongdoing. So he has discharged the dark desires from his mind, said sorry to her, and promised that he will never be seeing her again. Before parting for good, he has offered her 20 taels of gold, helping her get a spacious house. And good luck comes to her. The 20 taels of gold house yesterday has amounted to 45 taels in the next morning. Although she cannot count fluently, she has calculated in her head. And as the calculation results in profit, she will sell the house and get another one. The process repeats, and she has become a famous real estate trader by chance. And it has been not too long before her name has become familiar with many extremely wealthy persons in the set of trade and restorative families of Saigon. In the 1980s, when many Persians have encountered their hard lives, she has enjoyed a wealthy life with tens of cars and villas worth billions of Vietnam dong. Being beautiful and wealthy and having a wide circle of acquaintances, she can easily look for herself an ideal husband. Setting up her own blissfully cozy house to compensate for her last days of poverty and miseries. But Miss Tieu has turned her head away from such the lifestyle. The wealthy and luxury life cannot stop her from remembering the good strides of abundant children, the poor hardship of the disabled, and the ardent socialization of the lonely elderly. Anyway, she thinks she is healthy, with powerful hands and brain to better herself. She has been luckier than the lepers, the deaf and dumb, or the blind. They have nothing but the physically extreme pain, along with preaching and scornful slang from some people. They have hurried her into doing charity so that they won't have mistaken Huynhtieuhuong as she has been in the life. Since the 1990s, her house has become a home, a reliable address, and a safe place for the unhappy. Here they can have meals, take rest, and be cared by her soft hands. She has treated them as her relatives, willingly cleans her wounds, and cooked them their meals herself. Her sweet and hospitality has made them feel more comforted. The lonely childhood has enabled her to further cherish their company. In other words, they have been complementing one another, so she has identified the giving with the getting. Apart from protecting them, Miss Tieu has also given financial support to hundreds of street urchins for their business enlargement and helped thousands of abandoned children go to schools or job training centers. But she has other dreams to fulfill. She wants to have a large piece of land to set up a humanity center for the sake of orphan children, street children, and the disabled, and so on. The center will have classes, playgrounds, exercises, doing sports, rehabilitation ward for the disabled children, and other facilities as well. For all of her life, she has never gone to schools, so within her reach, she wants her children to go to schools, the schools she used to dream about. After countless efforts, eventually, Quê Hương Humanity Center, her dream home, has been set up in 2001. Nearly 7 years since its inception, the center has so far housed nearly 400 orphan and disabled children. The expenditure for their learning, meals, and daily activities have amounted to over 100 million huynhtieuhuong each month. It is really a financial burden to Miss Tiểu, but she has done her bit to bring in the best to her children at any cost. Apart from good meals and nice clothes, she has devoted herself to help create a brilliant future for them. In particular, she has put great priorities to their learning. She has sent lots of children to community classes so that they can confidently integrate into the society. But she has also invited teachers to the center to work with the deaf and the blind. Some with artistic aptitude have learned to sing, to dance, or to play musical instruments. Some have joined driving schools, courses on knitting, embroidery, and so on. Her activities and affection have been well deserved to the saying, as generous as mothers have been by nature. During all of the life, her living mottos always based on the Confucianism teachings of humanity, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and sincerity. She believes that one always gains success if their action stems from a pure heart or mind. But if one wants to survive, better themselves to mark their positions in the world, then the only pure heart is not enough. One has to turn to the wisdom for proper behaviors, especially in an unsuccessful and hard-lot, bullied and scorned by other persons. Miss Tiểu has extended the patience to survive and overcome the life's beatings. And after seeing successes, she has not allowed herself to turn her back on the benefactors who have been side by side with her during the most miserably hard positions. So she has always thought about the filial piety sent to the life, the relatives and the benefactors. She has taught these virtues to her adopted children as well. In addition, over the last years, she has paid attention to sincerity, as she thinks the virtue helps you win all the person's trust and respect. She has always preserved well the Vietnamese spirit and characters. And these very virtues has enabled her to sustainably survive in the immense and impermanent life. Keeping addicted to charity missions, Miss Tiểu has been still single at the age of 42, and maybe due to worrisome and over-exertion to fulfill the parental duties, she has fallen seriously ill. Now she suffers from breast cancer, a vascular disease of the heart, has an intestine tumor, and has to live on dialysis. Her life as fragile as a hanging oil lamp in winds, but the poor woman has not thought of her own body. So she has offered all the money she has to the unhappy, from the lonely elderly, the disabled, to the poor, but thirsty for knowledge children. Each day in her life, she wants her hands to stay wider to protect these persons. She is not afraid of death, but what makes her feel most terrified in her life is that if she dies, then there is nobody to care for the children. So instead of taking rest for convalescence, she has been making all our efforts to carry out her plans towards the children. The three most coveted wishes of all her life are to build a humanity center for the unhappy children, to help them to go to schools, and to set up a charitable hospital. Her first two dreams have come true, but the long-nurtured dream of building the charitable hospital has not been realized yet, due to scanty finance. She has always longed for benefactors' donations everywhere so that she can carry out the third dream. Looking back on the last years, Miss Tiểu has always given silent thanks to the life that has offered her resilient wills and lucid thinking, helping her choose the right path to the spirit of virtual purity, despite the ultimate flies. On the eve of Mid-Autumn Festival of 2007, she underwent a critical coma of 4 hours. Everybody was fully scared, thinking that she would have passed away. But to her, she met the Virgin Mary in the coma, and the Virgin showed her the future way, meaning the sharing and giving. After that night, Miss Tiểu has been initiated into the Catholicism world. She has come to Huỳnh Church in Ho Chi Minh City to talk about her life. She has also visited the poor, the knowledge-thirsty for children, at King Long Parish in Tỉnh province to help them. A few people know that she was christened on December 8, 2007, and accepted the Immaculate Conception as her tutelary genius. Now whenever she feels her heart is loaded with grief, she often says her prayers to the Virgin Mary. To her, it seems that there have no boundaries among religion. Therefore, being atheistic, entering the Buddha's gate or returning to the Creator, her heart will stay wide open to all the very poor. And after all, the final destination that various types of religion want to aim at is the love among human beings and the good in the society.